Hello, and welcome to ASMR Newsroom. Take a deep breath, relax, and settle in as we guide you through today's stories in a calm and gentle way. So, let's talk about something that, at first, might sound like a dystopian novel, but it's real. There are reports that allies of Donald Trump are circulating plans for mass deportations, plans that involve, let's call them private security forces. Among the people involved in pushing these ideas is Eric Prince, former CEO of Blackwater, a name some of you might remember. Blackwater was a private military contractor accused of serious war crimes in Iraq, including the Nisour Square massacre. Prince's role in these plans, well, let's just say it raises a lot of questions. The proposal, a 26-page document reviewed by Politico, includes plans for a 10,000-person force to carry out mass arrests and deportations, with processing camps and a fleet of planes dedicated to the effort. It's a lot, and it comes with an estimated price tag of $25 billion. Now, let's pause. Think about that number. $25 billion. That's a huge amount of money. Money that could go to, I don't know, infrastructure, healthcare, education, but instead, it's being floated for a plan that many say would be legally and ethically questionable. Now, let's shift gears slightly. A federal judge recently handed down a significant ruling against the Trump administration over its freezing of USAID spending. The judge was not pleased, to say the least. When questioned, the administration's lawyers struggled to even confirm whether they were following the court's previous orders. And now, with mounting legal pressure, a restraining order has been placed, forcing the administration to unfreeze funds that were already allocated before the 13th of February. It's quite a moment in legal history. The ruling makes it clear when Congress allocates funds, the administration can't just decide not to spend them. That's not how things work. At least, not legally. And speaking of legal trouble, let's talk about Elon Musk. Reports are swirling that his staff at the Department of Government Efficiency are resigning en masse. More than 20 civil service employees, including former tech industry experts, have walked away, saying they refuse to dismantle critical public services. These are people who left companies like Google and Amazon to work in government tech, and now they're out. Why? Because they say the administration has replaced experienced professionals with political loyalists, people who seem more interested in pleasing Musk than actually making the government function. So, deep breath. This is another moment where, well, it's a lot to take in. Moving on, Trump has also been making waves with, let's call it a rather, bold AI-generated video. The video envisions a future where Gaza is transformed into a Trump-branded playground for the ultra-rich. Imagine golden Trump hotels, Musk throwing money in the air, a massive Trump statue in the middle of what was once rubble, It's surreal. The video is being called colonial propaganda, painting a future where Gaza is no longer home to the people who have lived there for generations. It's a vision of erasure, wrapped up in glitzy imagery. Now, take another deep breath, because, unfortunately, the hits keep coming. Trump has also been blocking FEMA funds from reaching states hit by natural disaster. This includes places like West Virginia, where thousands of homes were lost in a devastating flood. 8 days have passed since the flood, and still, no emergency declaration, no FEMA help. This, despite the fact that Trump's own supporters in these deeply red counties are among those affected. The contradiction is hard to ignore. He campaigned on helping disaster victims, but now radio silence. Meanwhile, in Congress, Republicans have passed budget proposals that would slash Medicaid by $880 billion. That's a program used by millions of Americans for health care. They're also targeting Social Security, trying to spin it as fraud-ridden to justify cuts. But polling shows, well, let's just say it's not popular. Only about 7% of Americans support Medicaid cuts. That's a very small number. And yet, here we are. Finally, one more story before we wrap up. The CHIPS Act, which was designed to boost semiconductor manufacturing in the US, has been a success, creating over 115,000 jobs. But Trump is now working to gut the program by slashing staff at the agency responsible for overseeing these investments. He's putting those jobs and the future of US chip production at risk. It's a move that could send ripple effects throughout the economy. And, well, it's not clear what the plan is here, if there even is one. Alright, that was a lot to take in. But as we wind down, let's take one more deep breath together. In and out. It's important to stay informed, but it's also important to take care of ourselves. Thank you for joining me here at ASMR Newsroom. If you enjoyed this style of calmly delivered news, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Until next time, stay relaxed and stay aware. Good night.